Shane Gisbergen completes his first trip to New Hampshire Motor Speedway in the NASCAR Xfinity Series and finishes in 19th. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, Shane Gisbergen has completed his first trip to New Hampshire Motor Speedway and finishes in 19th position. SVG would have to start back in 28th position in this race because there was no qualifying yesterday due to weather being an issue. There was a chance it could have qualified yesterday, but due to weather coming in the area and the track being too wet to get on, they would set it by owner's points and set it by other things, meaning that Shane would have to start in 28th, and the reason he started so far back is because of last week's race at Iowa, where unfortunately he crashed out of the race, which he was starting to move up front in that race as well. So Shane started in 28th position early. He actually started moving up a couple positions. Now this is also very historic for Shane because this was his first race on wet tires on an oval. Of course, he's never done that in the Cup Series at this point. He did run him on a road course at Chicago last year, where, of course, he went on to go to victory lane. But this was the first time that Shane was in an Xfinity Series car on oval wet tires. And he actually moved up early because of this a few positions. But once tires really started kind of going a little bit more wear, he started fading back quite a bit and dropped as far back as 25th. Then he came down pit road during the first caution on lap 10 and dropped back a little bit on the restart. But as stage 1 continued on, he had a couple wrecks and incidents, and then he got up to around 24th or 25th position. But they actually played a little bit of a strategy where guys like him, Justin Allgaier, I think even Hailie Deegan as well, came down pit road in the second to last caution in stage number 1. By the end of stage number 1, he was up to around 25th position. Then we get to start of stage 2, and Shane actually comes off pit road and is restarting, I believe, inside the top 15, if I'm not mistaken, and inside the top 20 as well. But then as the run progressed to stage number 2, he started fading back just a little bit. But one thing I noticed about Shane is when he fell back, he started recovering. Like early in the race where he dropped back as far as 31st and got back up inside the top 25. He was, like he's been doing a lot of these races, he was progressively getting better, and he started making up ground and positions. By the end of stage number 2, Shane was inside the top 25 once again. Then we get to stage number 3. Gains a couple positions off pit road, and as the run goes on, because stage number 3 would go very, very long after a really quick caution for Armani Williams, stage number 3 would go very, very long, and they would have their longest green flag run of the race. Shane would restart, fell back a little bit, but then through stage number 3, he started making up ground positions, and before the green flag pit stops, got as high as 18th position and got by Jesse Love. Then he got his green flag pit stop and fell back a little bit to about 24th or 25th. But after the green flag pit stops had completed, he was actually almost inside the top 15 and was catching the drivers in front of him. Unfortunately, with 30 laps to go, Armani Williams would spin out, and this would begin a large dash of cautions near the end of this race. Shane would choose the inside, I believe, of the next restart. You had the Chandler Smith spin, and he would go up to 15th position. Then on the next restart, Shane would basically get caught up in the Justin Bonsignore wreck and got a little damage after T-boning Austin Hill. Sam Mayer also got collected, but he got a little bit of damage but didn't come down pit road to repair the car. And they did have, I think, an extra set of tires they could use, but for whatever reason, they decided not to take that extra set of tires. We get to the next restart, and he lost, I think, a few more positions, and then there was that wreck between Hailie Deegan and Nathan Bird, bringing the caution out. Then we get to the final restart, and Shane is restarting in 16th position, very solidly. Gets it, unfortunately, not the greatest restart in the world, and drops all the way back to 19th position and comes across the line and finishes in 19th position. Another top 20 run. Considering the fact that Shane had no practice, 19th is pretty good. Generally, in these races, Shane usually starts off not being the greatest in the beginning of these races. But as the run progresses and we have these long green flag runs, which is something he really needs because of being on track time, he tends to get better. And this is a bounce back week, especially after last week where Shane qualified really not that great. Well, he did. I don't even know if he got a chance to qualify last week. But he didn't get a really good opportunity to improve because had he not had the tire issues or crash out, I think he could have gotten the top 10 because he had really good pace and speed. He was building up during practice last week. This week, having no practice of finishing inside the top 20 is really good. And the most important thing, he completed all the laps. The seat time and the track time is really important, especially with him most likely going to the Cup Series next year. He'll be racing against guys like Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, and potentially Riley Herbst and Cole Custer as well on a week-by-week basis. And he's second in the Rookie of the Year standings behind a guy like Jesse Love, but is currently there ahead of Hailie Deegan. He's been outperforming Hailie Deegan on every platform. We know he's a great road course racer. He's got 2 wins so far this year on those types of tracks. But to see him continue to get better on these shorter ovals is very important. We're going to a lot of big tracks coming up soon. We're going to Nashville next week. That's going to be a 133-mile track. That's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. You've got Pocono coming up soon. Obviously, you've got the Chicago Street Course in 2 weeks from now. We know Shane is going to be a major threat to win. In fact, I think he is going to win that Chicago Street Course race. And then they got Watkins Glen near the end of the season. And remember, he's going to be doing double duty during the Chicago Street Course weekend because he's not only going to be racing in the Xfinity Series race, but is also going to be racing in the Cup race as well. He'll be looking to sweep the weekend, which I think he will sweep the weekend, honestly. I think he's going to win Cup and Xfinity as well. But Shane has continued to impress me on a week-by-week basis, and him completing all the laps is absolutely the most important thing for him. If he completes all the laps and finishes, it's great. And again, a great bounce-back week for him. And again, not having the on-track time for practice at 15 minutes of practice he would have gotten, I think it's really important that he does get better throughout these races, and he improves throughout the races. That's the one big thing for him, is he improves and gets better and shows that racecraft that he really needs to be performing up to speed. We shouldn't be expecting him on ovals to be winning races instantly. He shouldn't be instantly going up against guys like Cole Custer and Sam Mayer and Justin Allgaier and Chris Bell today. He should be out there learning. And he's not really making a lot of mistakes either. I know last week wasn't great for him, but he's not going out there and making mistakes. Again, the most important thing for Shane is to just get better throughout the races. I know the ending didn't go so well. He could have gotten a top 10. He does get a top 20. And again, he's only had, 4 finishes outside the top 20. One that he really kind of made a mistake and crashed himself out. But the other 3 races he's finished outside the top 20. That, of course, was Vegas, where he had the engine issues. Dakota, where he got a BS penalty, in my opinion, and then of course at Talladega, where basically he had basically got the fuel issues, if I remember correctly, and got caught up in an incident near the end of the race. Shane is continuing to get better, especially most likely being teammates of Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez next season. He needs to continue getting better, and I feel like he is certainly getting better on a week-by-week basis in the Xfinity Series, and I think that experience will really carry him going forward. So, that is going to be today's special video on Shane Van Gisbergen. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's video. How would you rate SVG's performance today at New Hampshire Motor Speedway? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we'll have the starting lineup video for the USA Today 301, and hopefully tomorrow evening we will have the NASCAR Cup Series race view from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. If not, if the race does get postponed, we'll see a postponement video, and you will also see the race review most likely on Monday. And then we're going to have some videos dropping really soon. We got some potential silly season news coming in the next couple of weeks. We'll talk about drivers like Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards as well, and we'll talk about a lot of great content here very soon. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.